So, just earlier today, I finished a session with my counselor on BetterHelp, and I would like to share with you why I chose to sign up for BetterHelp and what I think about it. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. This channel, Awaken Joy, is about bringing more joy into your life, and I weave together life coaching skills, mindfulness meditation, a little bit of Buddhist philosophy, and experience from my 20 years as a psychotherapist. So this channel is actually one of the two reasons that I signed up with Betterhelp.com, and I'm going to share with you a little more information on this. But one reason I decided to sign up with Betterhelp.com is that earlier this spring, kind of late winter, I was experiencing what they are now calling languishing. It's in the news all over. But languishing as this pandemic is dragging on, people are just feeling blah. They're just kind of losing interest in things. It could also be called anhedonia. And I was experiencing a little bit of that. I was also feeling a bit burnt out by my work, to be perfectly honest, partially again because of the pandemic, because the computer's always there, the internet's always there. You can always do a little bit more work. There's limited other things you can do, but definitely it was beginning to wear on me. And then the other thing going on in my life is that my best friend broke up with me, kind of out of the blue. After it happened, I was able to look back and see like the little disconnections that have been happening, but it really was a shock to me. It was very upsetting, and I really felt like the rug had been pulled out from under me. And I wanted to talk about it with somebody, and she was the person who I would have talked about something like this with. So I really had a whole number of issues that were making me think time to go back to therapy. Now, most psychotherapists have been through psychotherapy, which I think is a very good thing. In fact, I highly suggest it. When you are doing life coaching, it's good to see a life coach. When you do psychotherapy, it's good to be in psychotherapy because it's good to experience what it's like as a client. And then we all have issues. We all have things we need to work through. We could all use an empathetic, caring, concerning ear. And I think it is both good professional practice, and I think it's very good on a personal level. So that was one of the reasons I went back to therapy. And the other reason I signed up with BetterHelp is that I wanted to experience it to see if it is something that I would recommend to my followers on this channel. Because I am contacted right now by people around the world, people in all different states in the United States, people in Europe, Asia, Africa, all over, who are looking for psychotherapy help and don't feel like they have easy access to it. So I wanted to experience what BetterHelp was like so that I could tell you about it and you can decide if it's a good fit for you or not. So right now, BetterHelp has subscribers in 160 different countries around the world, and they have counselors who speak 40 languages. And the pricing of BetterHelp.com includes unlimited text messaging, audio text, video text, and written text messaging, as well as weekly live sessions if you choose. So let me get to what my experience has been like. So my first session with my counselor, I began to talk a little bit about what I was going through, and she really listened. She primarily listened, but I could see the empathy on her face. And it was so nice to talk to somebody who wasn't personally involved in the situation. Like she didn't have an agenda at all. Like she didn't have a like, oh, you have to do this or you have to do that. She was really open and listening and empathetic. And I could tell she got it. Like I could tell she understood what I was struggling with. And I had kind of forgotten how powerful that is, how meaningful it is to speak to somebody who really just gives you space to process what you are feeling, to process what you're going through, to hear yourself talk, to hear yourself brainstorm on things, and to be met with an accepting, understanding, empathetic face. Awesome. Research on therapy is very interesting because one of the very key components of psychotherapy is the relationship. It's whether the person feels comfortable with the therapist. The relational element of therapy is one of the most healing components. So people are always interested in, well, did she give good advice? Or was she trained in this area? Or did she know what to say about this? But to be honest, when I give advice to clients, I can sometimes see their eyes kind of, you know, giving advice can almost in a way be a little bit insulting because it's kind of like, huh, you think I haven't thought about that already? Like, I already know this. That's not necessarily helpful. So, when we do chime in as therapists or ask a question in a certain way, or say, wow, I would have felt that same way, or why did you feel that way? Or what do you think the other person was feeling? Or, we're trained to ask questions that help you figure out what you need and what you need to do. The therapy process is really one of self exploration in a healing environment. So I immediately felt comfortable with the counselor and I continued to see her. And then I was feeling like I was definitely feeling better after a few sessions. And I was thinking, okay, maybe I'm going to phase out here. And then, boom, yesterday, a big family issue hit. And today I just really wanted to get on the call with her and process through what had happened because I wasn't clear on, was my response reasonable? Is the way I'm viewing this situation the right way to view it? Or at least is the way I'm viewing this situation, does it make sense? I think so often we just want to know, like, does this make sense? Like, can you relate to this? And that it drives so much of the things we get into conflict for because, situations are complicated. The situation in my family is really a boundary issue. And in some ways, I'm a boundary expert. Like, I am pretty well versed on both a personal level and certainly a professional level on boundaries. I know a lot about boundaries. And yet, these situations aren't clear. There's a lot of confusion, there's a lot of choice, and just being able to bounce this off somebody so helpful. So, I have no desire on BetterHelp to switch my counselor, to be perfectly honest. But that's also a really nice element with BetterHelp is that if you do not like the counselor you're seeing, or you feel like they crossed a line, or maybe they're just not helping, you can switch counselors very easily on BetterHelp. And the other thing that's nice about BetterHelp is that you have your counselors get a rating. So BetterHelp itself, the organization gets feedback on the counselors pretty quickly. Plus, you can rate them and rank them. And you don't get that with a private practice therapist, right? You might get a recommendation from a friend who went to this therapist, but there's really no accountability or there's limited accountability in the private practice field. So, given my positive experience with BetterHelp, I decided to become an affiliate. And I have an affiliate link below the notes below this video that will give you 10% off your first month if you use that link. I also want to be clear that BetterHelp did not pay for or sponsor this video. I was not paid to do this video and I was not required to do this video to become an affiliate. Now, if you do sign up through my affiliate link, this channel will earn a small commission, which is helpful because it helps to sustain the channel, helps me to produce this material for free for so many people around the world. I wanted to have something to provide to my viewers, my subscribers, the people who follow me on YouTube, and the people all over the world who have limited access to good therapy. So if you're interested, check it out. The link is below in the notes to this video. There's a little thing that says show more if you don't see it. If you click on that, you'll see all sorts of links. I do have some free resources under there for you as well. If you found this video helpful, please share it with somebody who may benefit from it. And if you liked the video, please do like and let me know. Comment below. Have you tried BetterHelp? What was your experience? What would you like to tell people who are considering using BetterHelp for psychotherapy? And I look forward to seeing you next week, hopefully. Bye-bye.